Let's talk about Doom and game design. Doom is a game that offers a fun gameplay experience, rewards for players that explore, and provide the player with a sense of achievement for finding secrets and killing demons. Doom also has a fair bit of replayability with hidden or timed secrets and multiple levels of difficulty. It was originally released for MS-DOS back in 1993 by ID Software. Its design has been highly influential to the FPS genre today. Let's start at the beginning. Episode 1, Level 1. Knee Deep in Dead, The Hangar. This level introduces you to the game and some of the basic rules. You start the level by taking control of Doom Guy, and the first thing you see are two dead Marines. This tells the player they should be on high alert and have their guard up. As the player starts to look around the room of the starting area, they will find another room that houses the green armor. This is the first arrival of the game. When you peek around the corner, you are greeted by a giant set of stairs and two large columns. This tells the player that there is something important at the top of the stairs, and hence that the armor is important. As the player walks up, they pick up two small armor pieces that are worth 1 each. They then pick up the green armor that is worth 100. This tells the player that the small pieces of armor add, but the larger pieces of armor just set you to a value. This will be reinforced later after the player picks up other small pieces of armor and with the blue armor towards the end of the stage, setting them to 200 armor. Each time the player picks up the armor or any other item, the screen flashes telling the player they have picked up something. This connection will be then reinforced as the player explores the area, picking up a few health points and armor that are lying around. The screen doesn't just flash when you pick up an item, it also flashes when the player gets hit by an enemy. When the player gets hit by an enemy, the game flashes the screen red. When you pick up an item, the screen flashes your screen yellow. Red stands for health, being that it's the same color as blood. They will also get a chance to look out the window of this room and see some blue armor outside in the courtyard. We will come back to this later. After the player is done testing out their new gun on the starting area barrels of green liquid, they will find the way out of this room and see a dead Marine in front of it, hinting at the danger that is behind the door. After they open the door, they are greeted by the first two enemies of the game. How many there are is determined by the game's difficulty. In the medium difficulty, Hurt Me Plenty, there are two enemies with pistols. When you open the door, the enemies don't notice you right away, so you can fall back and let the door close. This is designed to give some forgiveness to the player since it is their first time encountering an enemy. If you stand there, the enemies will aggro to you and start shooting. However, these enemies have pretty bad aim and are fairly forgiving. Once you kill them, they will drop loot that you can pick up. It's hard to see the loot, but if the player walks over the body, their screen will flash yellow telling them that they have picked up an item. The next room teaches the player a non-intuitive rule of the game. When you turn the corner, there are two enemies on a bridge and one enemy up on a ledge. If you have noticed so far, the player can only look left or right. So if the player can only look left and right, how do you shoot up there? Well, just shoot like he was in front of you. This is an important rule to learn considering that the game has a lot of overlooks and ledges. After killing everything in that room, you will move on to the last room, which has just one more enemy in it and a bunch of loot. Now you can open the last door and get out of here, right? Well, I think we forgot something. What about that blue armor? Now you could leave and get out of this level, but you'd probably get a screen like this. One where you have 0% of the secrets in the level. So there is more to this level. Let's go back. Let's walk back to the zigzag room. What's this? A wall that's colored differently? What if you try to open it? Well, there we go. The first secret. As you walk through the tunnel, the game gives you a load of free items and health. Once you get to the courtyard, you will receive your prize of the blue armor suit, which ups your armor to 200. This game rewards you for backtracking and looking for secrets. Now you want to explore and check every corner for a secret spot. Once you are done checking the rest of the level, you will come back to the zigzag room. You will see that the ledge is now a tunnel with a hidden room with a shotgun. This teaches you about how there are different weapons in the game. The map layout is pretty simple without being boring. It is a linear map with one main route going through the map. The path is not straight. This keeps you moving while also keeping the map interesting. The map itself follows a C shape, with the courtyard being in the middle, where the blue armor is. The map itself has one main path with one offshoot that goes to the courtyard, and one wraparound that I haven't shown yet. Each room has a different layout, which adds to the variety. There are some rooms that are simple, such as the second room you enter, but there are also more complex rooms like the zigzag bridge room towards the end. It does give you a score and a time at the end of each level, but that's not the only way it encourages you to go fast. There is an elevator in the level that is time sensitive, and there are two ways to lower it. There is the first way that is easier, where you just run for it, but there's also another way where you can get a demon to open it for you. This teaches the player about triggers in the level, about how you or enemies can trigger different events in the world. Overall, Doom is a well-designed game, from the killer music to the sprites and level design. It keeps the game interesting while also being very simple by today's standards. Doom's design can still be seen in today's games like COD and Counter-Strike, and is the father of arena shooters like Quake and Unreal Tournament, which has inspired team-based shooters such as Overwatch and Halo. Thank you for watching my video essay.